But before we look at each other with anger and bitterness, first Jesus says, look up. Look up at the God who didn't give you a second chance or 3 strikes until he kicked you out of the kingdom of heaven, but the God who kept bearing with you through thick and thin, weakness and strength, sin, struggle, and addiction. This is the Jesus who was so hurt every time that someone got hurt. And yet instead of running away, he didn't bail on his plan to come to this earth and rescue and save you from your sin. In fact, there was this great prediction about the life and the work of Jesus in the Old Testament. Isaiah 53 said this: He, Jesus, poured out his life unto death and was numbered with the transgressors, the sinners. For he bore the sin of many and made intercession for the transgressors. And that little line right there is why I love and worship and adore Jesus, because he bore the sin of many. He bore my sin and yours. When our sins were many, when they were much, when we looked at ourselves in the mirror and we just assumed that God had to be mad or disappointed or done, he bore with us. When we kept turning back to the bottle or the pills or pornography or our pride, when like sin didn't let go of us very quickly and we just assumed that God was ready to bail, he bore with us. When we got 5 or 10 or 25 years into our Christianity and we were not nearly as good as we thought we would be, we're ready to bail on ourselves, that Jesus bore with us. In fact, he didn't just bear with us, he bore it for us. And everything that would disappoint God, everything that would make him mad with you, any reason he had not to throw open his arms wide and embrace and accept you, Jesus bore it. He took it on his perfect shoulders to a cross. And when he gave his life, God erased every sin so that he would never, ever, ever have a reason to bail on you. And I want to tell you today, there are no exceptions to that promise. I don't know what your sin, what your struggle, what happened, or how many times it did, but I know this: he bore the sin of many. He made intercession. Between you and a perfect God is Jesus, who intercedes so that no matter how many times you hurt your Father in heaven, he will never, ever bail on you. He'll bear with you.